Hi everyone, my name is Nelson. Welcome to Matrix Uploaded. Guys, in this segment, we're going to talk of ratios and rates. Let's say we give an example of a ratio. You'll definitely go 1:2. And that 1:2 can be converted to like 1/2. And then the rates will say 10 kilometers per hour. Okay, let's say the water flows into a dam at 50 liters per second. That is an example of the rate. Okay, let's now focus on the ratios. Have a look here. We're saying the ratios are used to compare quantities that have the same unit. Okay, you talk of meters and meters, centimeters and centimeters, hours, hours. You cannot deal with the ratios when you have different units, guys. Be careful. They must be of the same unit. Secondly, we have what you call compound ratios. Compound ratios is when we compare more than two quantities, like 1:2:3. There we talk of compound. Okay, I know you're used to this as well. And then thirdly, we said ratios can be expressed in two ways. Here, as I said, guys, I gave an example like 1:2. And then 1:2 can be expressed as 1/2, as a normal or common fraction. So let's look at how ratios can be expressed. Firstly, can be expressed vertically, meaning 1/2. This is just a common fraction, guys, you know it. Secondly, can be expressed horizontally, like 1:2 or 1:2 in weights, like this. Okay, familiarize yourself with these expressions of the ratios. I'm still on the ratios, guys. Now we're taking a further discussion here. Ratios can be interpreted in the same way as fractions, as I said, like 1/2. Therefore, some ratios represent part of a whole. Let's take this as an example. You have 25/50. Let's say this is a test. Okay, this may represent 25 marks out of 50 marks. So again, it can be converted to a ratio. You simplify it to 1/2. It's the ratio. So this is why I'm saying some ratios represent part of a whole. Remember, I'm still using the same unit there. Cool. Now we're going to simplify the ratios. Guys, listen here. When we simplify the ratios, remember you'll have two or more. Okay, let's say you have compound ratio, as I said, like three things, 1:2:3. When you simplify, you divide in by the same number throughout. Okay, if it's a decimal, we don't need decimals in simplification. To simplify your ratio is what is important all the time. Let's have a look how to simplify the ratios. Cool. Okay, we say avoid decimals when simplify ratios. I said that. Avoid decimals. We don't need that. Example 1. Simplify the following. 6/18. This is the vertical representation of the ratio. Okay, we call this vertical representation of a ratio. But to simplify that, have a look. To simplify ratio, divide both the top and bottom by the same number. Very important. So if it's 6/18, I'm dividing by 6 and 6. Remember, 6 will get this to the simplest form. If you divide by 2, you're still welcome. Okay, but you find that you still need 3 to divide it. So 6 will be the highest one to divide, which will give me a third. And if I want this third, I can express as 1:3. Cool. Let's look at example 2, where we simplify 25 is to 1/25. Guys, what did I say? This means 1/25. I know that you're happy. You're happy if you deal with fractions, guys, like that. This is horizontal representation, but you can convert it to 25/125. Let's have a look. Solution here, you divide by the same number, remember? Okay, but you cannot divide by 10, because 10 will make this decimals. This is why I said why. 10 will make it decimal. So the answer is 1:5 when you divide that. Okay, by 25. You divide it by 25. 1:5. This is the ratio. Good. Now, if we are on example 3, simplify this. Decimals Guys, decimals, what do we do with decimals? Again, decimals, it's nice to convert decimals into whole numbers when you multiply by 10, by 100, by 1,000. If you use 10, 100, 1,000, that will be, you'll result in whole numbers. Let's have a look. 0.2 and 0.5. I'm multiplying by 10, okay? So this one will get, if I multiply 0.2 by 10, 0.5 by 10 will get 2 is to 5. Remember, this is my ratio. Example 4. Let's simplify this. Now, here you've got 2 decimals, here you've got 1 decimal. So you have to multiply this by 100. Look, this is 2 decimals. This is 10. You cannot multiply by 10. If you multiply by 10, you will take your point there. Will be 5.2. Then you haven't done anything. Avoid decimals. Multiply by 100. So if you multiply by 100, this one will get to 20. This one will get to 52. Is fine. Then from there you can simplify this to, okay, multiply both sides by 100. You can simplify to 5 is to 3. Okay, guys. Decimals, convert it to whole numbers. How? Multiply by 10, depending on the number of decimals. Look at the decimals. Or multiply by 100. Okay, make sure multiply by the same number. Important, same number. Okay, guys. See you in the next segment.